everybody, and welcome back to the Outdoor Fever for another lure review. And this week we have a very special lure, might be one of my favorites, favorite new lures to try out this year, and that is the new Bass Mafia line through swim bait. It's a Daingerous loaded swim bait. So this time we have the loaded. A lot of you guys have seen my unloaded swim bait review, and that with the underwater footage. It's a really good video, go check that out. But this is the loaded swim bait, and I already see a bunch of stuff that I like more than the unloaded swim bait. So we're just gonna open this thing right up, and we're gonna start going over it. First thing that we're gonna talk about is how much I like the overall appearance of this bait. It's a perfect appearance, so just front to back, perfect. The paint job is very beautiful. The lines are like the horizontal and vertical lines that this thing portrays is perfect. The eyes are very realistic. Just everything about the paint job and the overall realisticness of this bait is perfect, and that's one of the things I like about it. Even down to the fading from the yellow down to the white belly is perfect. And just looking at that, a smallmouth looks up at that from the bottom as you're slow rolling it over its head, and that thing is going to get hammered. So that is the first thing that jumps out to me. The second thing is how perfect they made the overall body. The size and the shape of this thing is perfect. Now 5 inches is on the bigger end for what a smallmouth will target most of the time, especially a lot of the smaller ones, but it's a perfect size. So 5.5 inches is what this is, and that is perfect to get your bigger fish and your smaller fish, but most of the time you're going to end up with bigger fish just because of how big this lure is and just how perfectly realistic this is. So the tail looks really good in the water, as you can see here. The body and the color looks really good underwater. The shape of it is perfect for a perch. They could not have done any better when designing this lure. And I know it sounds like I'm just gushing over this bait, but it really is my favorite and most anticipated lure to use this upcoming season. So just kind of take a look at that there, what I'm talking about. And I really like how they took a already good swim bait that they had made, and they just turned it into this perfect swim bait for all anglers. So they have their southern colors, and then they have this beautiful northern color in the yellow perch. So that is I love the color, love the size, love the body shape, love all of that. Now the next thing we're going to go over is the rigging system. This is another line through swim bait, as we went over last week, and we're just going to kind of pop this out and show you guys how you do this. So that is a pretty big hook there. It's about a 6/0 hook, and there is a tiny slit right in the back dorsal fin there, and that is right where you're going to slide this down into, right down there. You're going to slide it until it's just about down and flush with the very front of that fin, so that it looks just like that. It's sticking up and looks right flush with that fin. Now once you get that established, how you're getting that hook out where you want it to sit, you're going to take it out and you're going to put that line through the hole in the nose right there, and you are going to feed the line all the way up and through the bait. You're going to tie your knot to the hook, and then you're going to kind of push this back down into the bait and make sure you have it to where it's flush with the bait, so that you cannot see that hook unless you kind of know that it's there. And that's another good thing about this line through system, is you're hiding the hook from the fish, so that when it eats it, it thinks it's getting that premium perch dinner, and when it finally realizes it's hooked, you're going to have this hook pull out, and all that fish is going to fight is the hook here. This is all now just up on the line, floating around, not causing any problems. That fish has to figure out how to get enough leverage off the hook to fight and get off the hook. So it increases your odds of hookup to catch ratio. Now you're going to get a lot of hookups with a lot of other swim baits, but you're going to increase your catch ratio by using this, because you're not going to lose as many fish when you're just using a hook. It's kind of like using a wacky rig with those O-rings. And this is my comparison to it, and that is why I really am looking forward to this, because they took a very good kind of northern staple in the wacky rig, and a bass staple at that, and they turned it into a swim bait kind of style, and it's perfect. It's just a great way to fish for these bass now. And I'm sure not just bass, pike are gonna hit this thing. There's plenty of species that are gonna hit this thing, because this is a perfect forage for a ton of different fish. Like trout will eat perch, pike, bass, you name it. A lot of those fish are gonna eat perch, and that's why this specific color is so perfect for up here in the north. Now, Daingerous has been coming out with a lot of really good new baits, but I would say for the ones that I have seen out there, this is probably the best one at that. And there's a lot of different ways that you can go about fishing this. Now, if you are up shallow, you can definitely kind of burn this across the top, and that you can get a lot of strikes by burning this thing across the top. The way they have the hook, you're probably not going to get snagged as much, because a lot of your things that you're going to snag out would be on the bottom, and this hook is facing up. So that is immediately a great thing about fishing it shallow. Now, another way you can do it is slow rolling it deep, and I think that's going to be my kind of main way to fish this thing. It's almost a full ounce, so you can get it down to most depths that you're wanting to get it to. So I'm probably going to be casting it on probably 18-pound fluorocarbon, and getting it down there to where those big fish are, and just slow rolling it about 6 inches to a foot and a half off the bottom, and just slow rolling it in there, waiting for them to bite, and then probably catching a lot of fish. And I can't wait to get up there this spring and just go to town with these smallies and pike on this lure. Like, it's so good. And the only worry I have for this bait is how the plastic is. Now, I've never caught fish on this type of plastic, so I don't know how well it's gonna hold up when catching us, you know, a pike that has a ton of teeth and whatnot, and how good it's going to withstand a smallie's first head shake before that line through system kicks in. Is it going to be able to hold up over a lot of fish? That's my only concern with it. But overall, I think it's a very good bait. I like how it's very all the weight is like a third of the weight and up on the head, so it's gonna definitely swim like a fish head first the whole way, and you're probably gonna get a lot of head first eats because of the way that it's swimming, which is a way that bass like to eat anyway, just to get those fins down so that they're not poking the top of their mouth. So that is the Daingerous swim bait. This is probably the most excited I've been for a new bait in a while, especially Daingerous. It's been a long time since Daingerous came out with a bait that got me excited, and this is definitely one of those. So stay tuned. We're gonna get a lot of really good footage putting this to the test in front of bass, in front of pike, in front of all those fish in the northern waters of Michigan. So stay tuned for that, and also stay tuned for the rest of this lure review series that we try to keep going throughout the year and keep getting them out, so you guys don't have to rush out and buy lures. You can take my word for it, or take other anglers' word for it, that this lure is either worth it or not worth it. And I would say this lure, at first glance and at looking at it in the water, is definitely worth it. So go check that out if you think you could use this, and if not, they have many other colorways, so you don't have to just get the Perch one. You can get the other different kind of lures that they have. So yeah, definitely a good lure. Definitely subscribe so you can see more good lures that we're going to be going over, or bad lures. We might do some reviews where we're like, this lure is not worth it, don't go out and buy it. I'll stay tuned for that. All the upcoming new lures every single year we will be posting on this channel, so subscribe for more of those videos. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. Share it with your buddies if they also like fishing and you think they would enjoy using this lure, or at many of the other lures that we have put out on this channel. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next lure review video. Thank you.